If you want to grow your family through adoption and you're trying to figure out how to go about it, there are so many pieces to the process that it's really hard to figure out where to start, how to get started, like which steps am I supposed to take. And if that's you, you are not alone, believe me. There are thousands and thousands of other hopeful adoptive parents just like you who want to adopt and are stuck because they're not sure how to go about it, how to pick the right professional, how much is this gonna cost me, how do I save up money for this, so many things. So if that's you, don't worry. This is why I made this video. I want to show you how not to start your adoption. But before we jump into the video, if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Lucrece. I am an adoption lawyer, and on this channel, you'll find everything you need to know about adoptions and also about advocacy for children in need, all right? And if you have been with me for a while, welcome back. All right, so let's jump right in. The first thing not to do when you are trying to start your adoption and know how to do it successfully is research. Now, I know, of course you're gonna research, right? Like when you want to know about anything nowadays, the first place you go is Google. And Google is great for everything. I mean, I don't think anybody can live without Google anymore. So when you are wanting to find out about adoption, of course, it's completely normal and natural to get on Google and type in how to adopt in New York and adoption agencies in Michigan. Research actually is one of the ways that causes people to continue to be more confused and overwhelmed about what to do with their adoption. Because if you've Googled anything lately regarding adoption specifically, I can bet that you've probably found a ton of confusing information. And how do you sift through all of that volume of information to finally figure out what's the best way for you? Because the thing is, adoption is very specific to your family. It's not just kind of like this one big thing that applies to everyone, right? It applies on you, your circumstances, the budget, what type of adoption you want, what state you're in. Do you want to do a newborn adoption? Do you want to do a foster care adoption? Are you adopting internationally? So there's just not, a one-step form that works for everybody when it comes to adoption. And that's what really creates some of that confusion and overwhelm when you are researching about adoption, okay? And so research is one of the ways that is not going to help you actually start your adoption successfully. What is going to help, however, is having an adoption blueprint, okay? A step-by-step process that you can follow to actually show you what is step A, what is step B, what is step C. Not only that, you want an adoption blueprint that is actually tailored to your family, what you are looking for, the type of professional that you want to work with, and more importantly, your budget, because the budget is a big deal. If you're thinking I can only spend $1,000 on adoption, well, you want a step-by-step process that's going to show you how to adopt for $1,000, right? But if you're willing to spend $40,000 to $50,000, well, then your plan is going to be a little bit different, okay? And so that's what you need is an adoption blueprint, and you can find that in the Adoption Success Accelerator program that my students have joined over the past 2 years. So Allison, for example, she joined the Adoption Success Accelerator when she was already working with an adoption agency for foster care. And she became so frustrated with the agency because they started taking her in a different direction than she wanted to go, that she joined the Adoption Success Accelerator program. And once she joined, within 3 months, she not only fired her current agency, but she hired a new agency that lined up with what they actually were wanting to do. And within a few weeks of hiring this new agency, they brought their first foster care placement home that is going to be an adoption. And I just spoke with her, I think it was yesterday, and they just brought the baby boy home as well for foster care, and they're just so excited. Or the story of Kinsey, who again, she had hired an adoption agency and they were really hoping to adopt a newborn. They already had biological children of their own. They wanted to adopt a girl. And so they joined this adoption agency. And after 2 years of waiting, they became frustrated because there were no hopes they couldn't know whether they would ever get matched. And there was just no guarantee of anything. And so in desperation, she joined the Adoption Success Accelerator program. And within a few months, she was able to find the right professional that she needed to actually use. She decided to go a different route with how to actually go about her adoption. And about, I think it was 4 weeks ago now, they brought their baby girl home. So if that's you and you are just starting your adoption journey, you know that adoption is what you want to do, but you have no idea where to start, I want to invite you to apply to join the Adoption Success Accelerator program and join students like Allison and like Kinsey who have had great success in their adoption journey just by having a blueprint and a guide who helped them through the adoption process. So again, if that's you, the link is going to be below in the description box. And I want to invite you to apply to join the Adoption Success Accelerator program. All right, so the second thing to not do when you are looking into starting your adoption is joining Facebook groups. Again, I know this is a really unpopular opinion, but joining Facebook groups were not exactly helpful because what happens in Facebook groups? Well, you will hear the stories of the people and their journey through adoption. And it's really easy when you're listening to Susan from New York and she says, yeah, man, I hired this amazing attorney and within 2 months we had a baby in our arms. If you live in New York, you might think, oh my gosh, Susan, give me the name of your attorney and I'm gonna call her right now so I can have the same story that you have. But the thing is that, Susan's circumstances probably different than yours. And so you may end up hiring the same attorney, you may get the same results, but that's very unlikely because your situation is not the same as Susan. Maybe Susan was willing to pay $40,000 and maybe you're only paying to $20,000, right? So there's so many circumstances that looking at people's stories on the Facebook group, yes, they can be motivating and they can help you see, wow, this is possible for me, but they don't necessarily show you the step-by-step process of how to adopt that's going to be tailored to your specific family. Okay, so I'm not saying don't join Facebook groups. What I'm saying is be very leery to take advice from people in Facebook groups because just because it happened and it worked well for one person with this specific professional does not necessarily mean that that's going to be the best one for you to work with, okay? And also when you look at Facebook group, you'll also hear a lot of sad stories, of course, of people and what happened and the failures they've had. And a lot of those stories are good to hear because you really get to see the raw of adoption versus when just Googling and you just see all these amazing things. And it's good to see like, hey, these are the potential things that you may run into. But again, being in Facebook groups and thinking that you're going to find, the professional to work with or how it's going to work for you specifically, Facebook groups I would not recommend to be the place for you to get that information, okay? And thirdly, what not to do when you start your adoption is, watching a bunch of YouTube videos, okay, except for mine, because mine are actually educational and teaching you the adoption process. But what I mean is that YouTube videos from, other adoptive parents and things like that, because again, when you are trying to figure out how to do your adoption, watching somebody's story of how they adopted from the Congo is not necessarily going to help you adopt from the Congo. You're still going to have to go through the step-by-step. So a lot of these adoption videos that you see on YouTube, apart from mine again, are going to be the person's story. You're not going to be like, oh, we welcome baby X into our family from the Congo. This is how our journey went. And it's inspirational and it's awesome. It makes you feel like, yeah, I can do it too. But again, it doesn't show you the step-by-step process to take to actually adopt successfully. And again, you don't know how much they were willing to spend. You don't know the hoops they had to jump through and all the things they had to do to actually adopt. So I'm not saying, again, stay away from these platforms. What I am saying is that when you are looking for how to actually do the adoption process, Googling, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook groups are not necessarily going to show you the step-by-step. Now, on my channel, I really try to give you guys as much step-by-step as possible and to educate you on the process so that you can see the myths, you can see like, oh, this is the right way to do it. That's what this is for, okay? So again, if that's you're starting your adoption journey, you know that adoption is the right route for your family to grow in 2023, then again, I want to invite you to apply to join the Adoption Success Accelerator program and to start your adoption on the right foot. So you don't have to waste years of researching and talking to all these different people, or even just going through all these social media, and you don't have to waste your time, and most importantly, you don't have to lose hope in the process, okay? So if that's you, click the link below to join us in our Adoption Success Accelerator family. I would love to hear from you. What have you been doing so far in trying to figure out how to start your adoption? Will you comment below and let me know? I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, again, comment below and let me know. I love seeing your questions and your comments on my videos. And if you have really good questions, I would love to turn it into a video and answer that for you, hopefully. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. You can do that right there, and subscribe to my channel and share this with your friends. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.